When it comes to fishing from a kayak, can one rod do it all? This is the Rigged Ready Smuggler 4 travel rod. It's got a minimum length of 108 centimeters and a maximum length of 154 centimeters. So it's probably the perfect size for using on a kayak. It comes with 4 interchangeable tips. It's got a 60 gram, a 15 gram, a 20 gram, and a 40 gram. Now, probably one of the big tests about whether it's good for kayak fishing is whether you can assemble it and rig it up whilst on your kayak. So I'm gonna give it a go. So in the pretty sturdy travel case, it comes in a rod bag, which is always handy. And in that, you get the butt section, the middle section. This third section is optional depending on which tip you use. Now I'm gonna use the 20 gram tip today for float and drop shot fishing. So I am gonna put the third piece on before adding on the 20 gram tip. And the 4 tips come in this little tube to keep them safe. I'm going to be using, so I'm going to be using the red striped tip, which is the 20 gram tip. The bag also comes with a little tape measure on it for all the massive fish that I'm going to catch today. I'm going to be using it with this Rigged Ready 1000 reel, which I've put on 15-pound braid and then a 6-pound fluorocarbon leader. What always helps is being able to hold one end of the rod and get all the way to the other end without having to like shimmy the rod along, so you're only holding part of it. With this one you can hold the whole thing at the bottom and go all the way to the end through the eyes to be able to get your rig ready. Just going to do a simple loop and then we'll loop to loop to attach the drop shot rig. So on this drop shot I'm just going to use this little tiny little plastic. Probably going to have to change rig because I snapped the hook link, so that is as far as my lure is from the weight, which is less than ideal. Good cast on it. It got stuck in a tree. And that's my entire leader gone. Just lost that plastic and that weight as well, which I assume will be dangling from the tree. Well, this is going to be another test for me as much as the rod, is can I change the leader whilst on the kayak? Flipping heck, this was not in the plan. Right, that is a really bad FG knot, but I only learned how to do them yesterday, so that'll do. You may recognise where I am from this video here, where me and Kieran came out in the canoe. Right, let's try again, shall we? I'm going slightly mad, I can't even do a loop-de-loop. Right, I'm going to use a slightly different drop shot weight because I thought the idea of drop shot weights is that you just pinch the line in it, basically, in the end of the weight. And that's what holds it, which means you can also easily make it deeper or shallower. But when I tried to do it on the other one, it just snapped the line off. And I know this one works because I've used it before. Pinch in. Another little plastic. Because it's so shallow and so clear, I've just watched a load of perch try and eat the weight. Well, the perch here aren't having any of my plastic lures, so I am going to switch to some lobworm. I'm in. Yes, I've caught my first fish from the kayak. I've caught a perch. Here he is. Here he is. Look at that. That's my first fish from the kayak. Yes. Cheers, buddy. Yes. Oh, what a relief. Let's see if we can get another one. Number 2. Yeah, buddy. In again, in again. Oh, he's a fighty. He's a feisty little one. Oh, sorry. Number 3. I normally blank so hard, but not today. Not today! They're not big fish, but they're mine. They're mine! Number 3, let's go! Number 4, on the door. Hello, number 4. So I think I'm gonna aim for one more fish here, seeing as I'm actually catching, and then we'll move a bit further up the stream and maybe try float fishing. Why not? Here he is. Come on, little spiky one. One more perch. Thanks, mate. Away. I really like this rod. It's really easy to cast from the kayak. It's really easy to set up from the kayak. It catches fish, which I can't say the same for most of my rods. I'm a fan. All through here looks so ideal for fish to sit under all these trees. I mean, the great thing about being on a kayak is you can get into places where you wouldn't normally be able to get, but that does mean sometimes going through trees. Nice. So I'm back at the spot where we found all the fish on the canoe, and this time I got the right size baits. Might be the biggest one of the day so far. There he is. Bigger again. This is the biggest one. This is my PB perch. Look at him. It got even bigger. There we go. Another one. Great size. Look at that, showing off. You angry. Now, without wanting to be dramatic, this is probably my best day's fishing ever. I mean, it's quite a low bar, but I'm chuffed. That is a lot of perch. But what I'll do now is switch from drop shotting to float, and I've got some maggots, and we can just float some maggots and we'll see what happens. So for float fishing, I'm using a 1.2 gram Avon 3BB float down to a 3.2 pound float line, hook link with a tiny 18 or 20 size red maggot hook. Can't remember which, but quite light. Let's see what we can get. All right, a couple of maggots. Let's see how this casts a float. Quite light. Probably just a poor cast, to be honest. I'm in. With a teeny tiny one. A teeny tiny one. Take that. Now caught 2 methods today. I normally struggle just to catch on 1 method. What I would say that the Rigged and Ready Smuggler 4 is a pretty perfect kayak rod. It's short, it's really easy to put together. It obviously compacts into its tube. Casts really well for float, for drop shot. The other tips for heavier lures, it's just not the right weather for pike fishing. But you could do ledger with those tips. You could do anything really. Really happy with it. I'd say that is a success. Thanks so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, do all of that fun stuff. I'd really appreciate it. And let me know in the comments what I should do next on the kayak, on the canoe, just from the bank. let me know and we'll see what we can do, see what we can catch, because now the bar has been raised. It was a very low bar, but still it has been raised. We have caught fish with my new Rigged and Ready Smuggler 4 rod. What a great purchase.